Hello everyone, Kate here for part 8 of my 100 life-softening books series. And I do have a fair amount of middle grade in this series, and I think there is something about middle grade that is bittersweet, where you have you're going to have a really full kind of emotional experience as you're reading it, but not where it's done you feel like it's done with a very gentle hand, and I love that. So the first that I want to talk about is a series, and that is The War That Saved My Life and The War I Finally Won by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. This is one that I reread it last year during middle grade March and immediately felt like I could pick it up again. I just love it. You're following these two children that have been sent to the countryside since there are bombings in England, bombings in London during World War II, and our main character has clubfoot. And so this is one thing that she's really having to grapple with, that she is not lesser than because of clubfoot. She's been told kind of her whole life that this is something that's a big kind of just, it's this terrible thing about her. And so it's really beautiful to see this very kind of slow healing happen, and getting to see her being willing to open herself up to love and finally feeling safe in this household that she's staying in. And it's a really long process, though. I also appreciate that the book doesn't make light of it. So yes, it just feels just a series that you can feel you're going to get to grow alongside the character, and it's beautifully told. Just lovely, lovely. Please try The War That Saved My Life and The War I Finally Won. The next one is part of a series, and that is The Sisters of Seaview by Julie Klassen. And then the sequel is Winter by the Sea. And there's going to be a third book that will come out sometime next year. And then also there is a novella, Christmas novella, that's going to come out sometime after that. And it's all about these sisters that live they transform their house when they hit hard financial times. They transform their house into an inn, and it's right by the seaside. So it's this very idyllic location. It's in Devonshire, and you get to meet the different people that stay in their inn. But then there are also the locals that they are friends with. I love the slice of life feel of this, and it's just really lovely Regency historical fiction. Getting to spend time with these characters. And there's still a bit of a mystery with the one sister that we haven't actually met yet. So I think, and I'm hoping, we will meet her in the next book. We will have to wait and see. The next one is the Flavia De Luce series. This is a mystery series, and it does feature a child narrator, but I would say it's not a middle grade series. I don't think it's appropriate for like an 8 or 9 year old to read. It has some very adult topics in it. So definitely for more adult readers, teens and up. And Flavia is very precocious, and I love her love for chemistry, which she uses to help her solve mysteries, and in such unusual ways. I am not at all chemistry minded. So it's always surprising to me, and it's a really unique element that is fun and different and makes it stand out from other mystery series. It's set in the 1950s. And also I love Flavia, her bicycle, she's named Gladys. And I love that she kind of anthropomorphizes her bicycle. And yeah, just really a highly enjoyable, very intelligently written mystery series. The next one is Chantry House. This is a Victorian novel. It is written by Charlotte Mary Yonge, and it involves a ghost story, which you're not going to see in, I don't think, any other Charlotte Mary Yonge. What I like is that the family that they inherit Chantry House, they come to Chantry House, and they end up being a part of kind of a healing journey for the ghost. So it's like the ghost soul is not at rest because of something that happened before they died. And I just really enjoy getting to follow along with a family. It's also written in first person, which I don't think any other Charlotte Mary Yonge that I've read is written in first person. So that also can make a book, I think, feel more readable if you're feeling kind of daunted by the length of a book sometimes. Yes, just a really enjoyable Charlotte Mary Yonge to try. The next one is Just Ella. This is a lovely kind of medieval set sweet romance. And Ella, she feels kind of like a what is it, a square peg in a round hole or whatever. Like she doesn't belong. She feels, you know, just a bit of an outcast. And she doesn't know kind of what she wants her life to look like when she's older. And so there's a lot of soul searching that happens in this book. And yeah, just, if you like sweet romance, please try Just Ella. It's a crime that I haven't read more in this series because I loved Just Ella so much. So hopefully I will fix that sooner rather than later. Another detective series, and that is the Hercule Poirot series by Agatha Christie. I find all of the domestic details that you get when you read a Poirot, and he's very finicky about the details of the domestic details of his life, like what he loves hot chocolate. Sometimes he has coffee, sometimes tea. And also all of the details of, you know, his apartment that he's in, what he likes to wear. He's very fastidious. I love all that. And also, typically in a Poirot, the murder is not going to be too gruesome. So you can feel pretty safe if you don't like, you know, too much violence in your mysteries. You can feel pretty safe reading a Poirot. And they're also just so cleverly written. I love there's cultural references, Shakespeare, and just different classic literature. So really a fun time all around. The next one is Heartsease by Charlotte Mary Yonge. So this one, I find you have to be willing to see one character kind of really, they go through a lot of hard times. So Violet is the main character. And when she meets her new in-laws, they had no idea that her new husband, was planning on getting married. So they aren't starting off on a really strong note with her. You know, they feel very insulted that he didn't include them in his plans. And also, she is so young. They had to wait until her 16th birthday so that then they could finally get married. And I really appreciate that everyone thinks they have her pegged down, who she is, what she is like, and they couldn't be more wrong. You really get to see the stuff that she is made of in this. You do, like I said, you have to see her go through quite a lot. You just want to give Violet a big hug by the end of the book, but it's very, very enjoyable. Then the next one is Before Midnight by Cameron Dokey. This is a part of a larger, broader fairy tale retelling series, which now as I'm saying this, I think I want to try more in that series. I would love to see, you know, if there were more that I could love. Before Midnight is a Cinderella retelling, and I love, it's a very bread and butter retelling. It's, I think, maybe 250 pages. It takes the necessary, you know, requirements for the Cinderella story and then spins it into its own. And I love some of the more traditional elements of the fairy tale, like the tree that is planted, that isn't in all Cinderella retellings, is in this one. And I really enjoyed it. It's just a really kind of classic standard retelling and done very, very well. Then another Victorian pick, and that is Deerbrook by Harriet Martineau. And Deerbrook is, if you enjoy Jane Austen, I think Jane Austen readers should really try Deerbrook. There are two sisters, Hester and Margaret, and their parents have both died, and so they have to go move in with relatives in this country town. They have moved from Manchester, and so they're used to much more fast-paced, kind of busy city life, and so it's a big change of pace for them. They also come with their very loyal maid, Morris, and there's just so much speculation in the town about these sisters and what they are like. There is some romantic entanglements that happen, and yes, it's just a really beautifully told story. And then the last book for this video is Coming Home by Rosamunde Pilcher. Oh, it's a glorious, glorious story, all about Judith's life. You're following Judith for maybe 15 years of her life, up until right before World War II, and then World War II happening, and right after. And you just come to really love Judith. You have so much empathy and just love for this character that you spend so much time with. It is a chunky book. It is, I think, maybe 700 pages. It is a longer book, but if you love the writing, it doesn't feel like it. And getting to see all of the different places that she stays. The domestic details abound in Rosamunde Pilcher's books, so that will be there just in spades. And I think so many readers of kind of misread, and I'm trying to think the more kind of modern things. Just, oh, please try Rosamunde Pilcher. She's glorious. So those are the next 10 life-softening books I wanted to tell you about. I hope that you enjoyed getting to hear about them, and I will be back with another video soon. Bye!